In the fight against clerical sex abuse, the U.S. bishops are taking matters into their own hands, launching an investigation of disgraced cleric Theodore McCarrick, with the laity leading the probe. Dr. Joanne Heaney-Hunter is a professor of pastoral theology at St. John's University. She spent a decade working with the Brooklyn Diocese Clergy Review Board, and she joins us now. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
The bishops went to Rome to get the Pope's okay on a Vatican-led investigation into McCarrick. Now, that approval has not come yet. Why do you think that is?
Well, I wouldn't want to speak for the Vatican,
Sure.
But I think that since Pope Francis has been Pope, one of the things that he has spoken about and said is that it's very important for local bishops' conferences and local bishops to work on the issues that are particular to their area. So because the Vatican, because the Pope ultimately approves who becomes a bishop, the Vatican will probably be involved at some point. But it's very important for the U.S. bishops and bishops in individual dioceses to continue to do the work that they've already been doing on clergy sex abuse.
So to clarify, bishops can create change in their own diocese. The Vatican doesn't necessarily have to be involved.
Well, it's interesting. Pope Francis has said not everything needs to come from the Vatican,
Okay.
but I think it's important to ask the question, what does change mean? So an individual bishop could not change canon law. An individual bishop could not change regulations on priestly celibacy. An individual bishop could never do that. But there are things, there are policies and procedures that could be set forth by an individual bishop or by a bishop's conference.
You spoke a little bit earlier about bishops overseeing bishops and why that's a questionable tactic. So let's talk about this. The USCCB's investigation on Cardinal McCarrick is led by lay individuals, which is a key point. What can lay people bring to this investigation?
It's absolutely crucial to have lay people leading this investigation because they can be independent, they're outside of the system, they bring professional expertise that is just not available in the bishops' conference. So people that are in law enforcement, mental health, those are areas that should be drawn upon in order to do a credible investigation. These should not be people that have anything to gain from this investigation, but they should be people with a love for the church that are able to look objectively at what needs to be done.
Let's delve deeper into what may and probably should be addressed in this investigation. One of the big questions that people have asked is about Theodore McCarrick. How did he ascend the ranks of the church leadership, and who knew about the allegations against him? Can these answers be even broached or found without the Vatican involved?
Well, see, it was the Vatican, it's always the Pope that appoints a bishop. And so to go back to the original question, how did Archbishop McCarrick become a bishop? How was he made a cardinal? Those appointments are made not from the local bishops, but from the Vatican itself.
Dr. Heaney-Hunter, finally, you've dedicated your life to this as an academic and also personally. Given what we have seen just develop over the last few months, over the last few weeks, do you see much progress being made, and what do we need to do from this point on for people to start gaining more hope, credibility, and faith in the church again?
See, having been on the review board, I know how much work has already been done. What we're doing now is we're asking the question, what happens when leaders are not doing what they're supposed to do?
Okay.
The Dallas Charter was applicable for priests and deacons, but not for bishops. And so now what we're seeing with this really terrible situation of Archbishop McCarrick, we're asking the question, how do we hold our bishops accountable when the structure says bishops are only accountable to the Pope.
Dr. Heaney Hunter, always such a pleasure to talk with you. We can go on for a lot longer, but you'll have to come back.
I would love to.
So many more questions
Thank
to
you
answer.
so much. Thank you.